Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Seth Miranda here for Adorama TV, coming from my own studio for a minute because, well, happy Fujifilm Day, and I mean that. In true Fujifilm fashion, they release a bunch of really cool stuff all at once. So let's break it down, let's talk about it, and just know that everything we're gonna talk about today, there will be videos on each one individually on this channel going forward. So if you're into something, stay tuned, hit subscribe, you're not gonna miss that. Let's start this off with one of the funnest ones, right? The Fujifilm X-M5. What is this? What is this little thing? I love it. This, no viewfinder, but you do get the flip out screen. You know what I'm talking about off the bat. It's a vlogging camera, right? This is the camera that you're gonna be making all your content with. You can use a webcam if you want, but you have a lot of capability in a small package here. We're looking at 6.2K 2997 video here, or 4K 60, which is great to have, right? It's an APS-C sensor, 26 megapixel. So if you're coming from a phone, you're looking at a big boost in image quality here and a lot of control overall, including this dial over here, which has all the famous Fujifilm film simulations right there that you can dial in the look you want on the fly. Don't overlook that. It is super fun to be able to do that and see in real time the type of feel you want out of your content. Now, you also have a total dial on this side for vlog mode, video mode, the MASP mode if you want to do all the modes for stills, you know, aperture, shutter priority, program, auto, everything. If you're not sure what to do, you got to get out of jail free card on auto, but you do have full manual capability, so you can grow with this thing as a creator. So there's a lot of stuff to love about this thing, and one of the things I find cool is just the overall design. What am I talking about? Well, even though it's a tiny body, you do get a USB-C port here, which will also deliver power if you need it. It has a micro HDMI, but they did give you a headphone jack, so you can monitor your audio or have someone that's filming you monitor your audio. And then you're gonna say, what about a mic jack? I need to use a microphone. This is by far what I think is the coolest thing about the design on this. The mic jack is right there, right next to and underneath your hot shoe. So when you put in a shotgun, there's no more routing a cable or having some floppy curly Q cable somewhere. No, it's right there going from the mic to the camera, shortest distance. It's nice and compact, easy to carry around, and this is small, like small. I know I'm making a big deal about this mic port, but keep in mind, when you flip out this camera to film yourself, now you don't have a microphone port covering that screen. You do not have your power supply going to the USB covering that screen. You're just able to see the image yourself and perform and do the content you want to do without squinting and thinking you got the shot. You'll know you got the shot without anything blocking it. It's just good design. And if you're familiar with the Fujifilm system, it's familiar. You know, you got the same menus that you're used to. You've got a single SD card slot in that battery compartment, and everything else that you're used to as far as like tactile wise, it feels like a Fujifilm. If that makes sense to you, if you shoot Fujifilm, you know what I'm talking about. It does have a kit with the 15 to 45 right here, and that is a power zoom. So great for video as well. Overall, this is the camera that if you're in the Fujifilm system, it's an add-on that you can have all the fun with and do all the content creation. If you're new to the game and you're looking for a camera that lets you grow as a creative, this is kind of that camera, right? This is your, I'm starting a YouTube channel, what's something I can do that'll give you a unique look and a lot of room to grow, and Fujifilm, you know it's quality. So check out the X-M5. We will have a video up with our guy, Omar Gonzalez, trying it out on a trip, and you know Omar. If you're watching YouTube, you know Omar Gonzalez, but make sure you watch that video. It's super fun, and it gives you some real world examples of what this camera's about. All right, that's the new. Let's talk about a classic that got a nice update. This is the 16 to 55 f2.8 2. Yeah, so you're probably really familiar with the 16 to 55 2.8 if you're in the Fujifilm system. It's been around a long time. It's a great all-around lens 2.8, awesome aperture to have, right? Well, now you're talking about smaller, lighter in size. Also, it is revolving resolution for those higher res sensors. So if you're in the 40 megapixel range on the new Fujifilm cameras, you might want to take a look at this lens to get more detail out of those shots, because that's what this is designed for and going forward. It also focuses pretty fast. I did do a video on this by itself where we shoot for real. So stay tuned to the channel for that video. You're going to want to see some examples out of this lens. But overall, the things they updated to this were things like the aperture blades go from 9 to 11, so you have a smoother, rounder bokeh and a different feel to the texture of the autofocus, if that makes any sense. You'll see in that video. They also gave you a D-click switch over here, which takes the aperture ring, which normally has that, and What does that do? So instead of being hard stops to every exposure point of going from f-stop to f-stop, you can now smoothly go between them, maybe shoot in between if you want. Really good for video, so you're not jarring with the exposure while you're filming. Also takes away the noise if you need the audio, right? You have that ability as well. And if you're just a still photographer that likes to shoot like that, you have that option. It's just nice to see. There's a lot going on with this update to this lens, but it was already a great lens and they just updated it for where we're at today. And they definitely took a look at video and the needs for video shooting with this lens. Again, make sure you stay tuned to this channel for the full video on that. All right, that's the little guys. There's still big announcements, little guys, right? Well, now we got this. Well, yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? This is a 500mm f5.6 for the Fujifilm X mount. This is wild, but even though it seems like it's the big guy, keep in mind, this is a 500mm lens, and this is how big it is. Really nice to see. Also keep in mind, it's on a crop sensor. So the field of view is gonna reach a feel of over 700mm, right? Because that's what we're looking at with this. And if you're in the Fujifilm system and you've been looking to shoot things like wildlife and not take a huge kit with you, sports, or something with some long lens needs, now they've just fulfilled that with this lens on there. You've got custom buttons all around, 4 of them around the front barrel. So obviously you can program that to what you want. And you also have the switches that you're always going to want on long telephotos, like having the stabilization on and off on the fly if you want it, but also the focus limiter. So instead of focusing the entire travel of the lens, you can limit it at 5 meters to infinity. So it's not like trying to focus so close when you're trying to focus so far. Nice to see, so you can work faster, obviously, and you can actually preset your autofocus on this. We're going to do, like I said, full video on it, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But overall, for a 500mm lens, 5.6, and to have the field of view of something even longer than that in this size, look how I'm handling this. Crazy, right? I'm excited to give it a shot, but like I said, stay tuned for the full video on that. But I just wanted to let you guys know it exists. And if you're curious about anything else, it is a 95mm thread size. So if you're looking for something like a polarizer or something to go along with it, just know that's where you're going to be looking for as far as a thread size for this. And it is linear motor, optically image stabilization, which I said with the switch, and it does have weather resistant sealing, which is good because, like I said, wildlife, right? So overall, these are really, hold on, let me just do this and this. Like, I don't know why Fujifilm does this to us. They release all the cool stuff at once, then we got to talk out of like 14 sides of our mouths here, but it is super fun to see all these tools come out and just have all these options. You look at the 16-55 f2.8 version 2, you've got the X-M5 with the 15-45 that can be a kit, or you can buy the body solo, and of course, the 500mm f5.6. Like I keep on saying, keep watching this channel. We're gonna have videos on each one of them separately, but I just wanna make sure we covered it so you know it's out there. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment down below. I'll do my best to answer what I can with the information I have. And of course, the links are down below for all the crazy specs. If you want the real data, they're right there on Adorama.com as well. Don't forget to like, share this video around, hit subscribe and the bell so you get notified when we put out more videos like this. I'll see you next time. Later, guys.